Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Ordinary Women. I'm with Fatima today. Hi, how are you?
Oh, Lucy, good. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming and for taking the time to share your story with us. I'm really excited to have you here today. Can you start by giving us a quick introduction of yourself, please?
Of course, this is Fatima Zahrae. Basically, it's one first name. I am 30. I am Moroccan, and I define myself as a citizen of the world. Beside Moroccan, I'm African, Mediterranean, and I am an HR professional, L&D manager for Middle East and Africa.
Cool. And is there anything unusual about yourself?
I like this question. Honestly, I've never give it a chance to think about it, but what I can find unusual about me is that I hate drinking in plastic. It's just a nightmare. And probably there is something else, which is anxiety when there is a huge amount of water. That's
Oh
something
yeah.
unusual.
Yeah, definitely. But there is a word for it, which I
Aquaphobia, I
can't remember.
guess.
There is another one for like specifically very big water. I don't know
Amount, I
what you
don't
just said.
know. Yeah, but
But
that's
I can't remember
good.
it. But yeah, it's very interesting. Thank you for sharing.
My
Um,
pleasure.
Obviously on this podcast we talk a lot about what it's like to be a woman. So I'd like to start by asking, was there a moment or an event in your life when you realized that you are a woman?
Oh, what a strong question, Lucy.
I know. Take time to think if you need.
Yeah. Wow, being a woman. Well, honestly, there was not a moment when I realized I am a woman, but there was a moment when I realized I should fight because I am a woman.
Hmm.
So that's, I don't know if it makes sense.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah, but
Do you wanna do you
yeah,
wanna tell us more? What happened?
of course, of course. Sure. Well, it is a personal story back to the age of 14. I was studying in, it was at school, and some members of my family tried to control me or put some barriers on my school development or studies development just because I am a woman, and they thought that I am weak and I don't have the force or the strength, let's say, to stand for myself. And they have told my father a lot of fake news and fake things about my life at school, which was completely wrong. And yeah, it was a very challenging time for me back to when now I think about that. It was a challenge. It was a very very challenging. So at the time, I knew that was a lot of wrong information and nothing true about that. So I had to fight with not to fight, but I had to do a lot of efforts to prove the opposite to my father so I can keep having that access to my freedom and to school. Yeah, and that's it. So I learned to fight since the age of 14 because I am a woman.
Wow, I'm
I
so
was a
sorry.
girl, so yeah,
Yeah.
but it is because of my gender.
I'm so sorry that happened to you.
Yeah, I
That
know.
yeah. And also
The-
like going your like out of your way, lying, talking with other people, going to like really going out of their way to prevent you from getting education. It sounds so wild.
I think, I would love to clarify one point,
Hmm.
which is, I think these people have done that because I was brilliant. I know that I was
Mm,
brilliant at school.
yeah.
That's the first point. And the second point, I'm really, at the time it was challenging, but today I'm really grateful for this experience because it changed the whole life of Fatima Zahra. Really, it
Mm,
was an important point of my life, especially in the relationship with my father. And if there is any moment or anything I'm grateful for that have participated in the woman I am becoming, it was that particular moment. Yeah.
really? How did you change the relationship with your father? Did he trust you?
I will tell you.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I am a daughter and a sister of three. I have three brothers and I have one sister. And in my family, there are more men than women. But in general, in our family, but in our, I won't say culture or traditions, but everywhere, all over the world, women are always treated below or the norms. Okay, so with this experience, we had kind of a very limited access to my father, especially my sister, because she is the only one I knew at the time. And with this experience, I had two options. Either, excuse me for the term, but shut
Mm,
up and just assume and leave it the way it is, or stand up for myself and say, this is not who I am. I am not really doing this, and I will not shut up and I will stand for myself, Dad. So you need and you have to listen to me, to listen to my needs, and to trust me. Then we will see how it goes. And honestly, all my family was against this behavior, but my father was kind of shocked because this was the first time someone told him these things, and he wanted to go to the extra mile and understand what am I doing.
mm.
So he gave me that chance, and we had this very serious discussion about trust, about freedom, about career, about studies, etc., about being a woman in his life. And I'm very grateful for this experience, to be very honest with you. Really grateful. So we discussed, and he gave me the trust needed. And whenever something happened to me at the time, I always come back to him to share my experience. This is what happened, ta 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 ta, and we established rules. He died afterwards. Many years after. He is not here today to
I'm
hear
sorry.
that, and I've never had the chance to tell him that. But when I need to speak to him, I write, and I always write this. I always say, "Thank you for trusting me and giving me that chance." And whenever I am invited to be a speaker in an event or in a conference, I ask young people to challenge their parents, and I ask parents to give the trust needed to their sons and daughters, children, let's say. Yeah. So it was challenging, but now this experience is I have participated a lot in the woman I am today. Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing. I love that you keep, yeah, I love that you keep the positive
My pleasure.
out of it. That's, yeah, really inspiring.
Of course. I think this is the first time I'm sharing this publicly, but it's an honor because we learn from each other's experiences.
Definitely, definitely, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Please.
Yo!
And did you grow up with any women role model?
Honestly, my sister was my unique role model at the time.
Mm-hmm.
He was a brilliant student. She was very passionate about mathematics, physics, etc. She was also very passionate and about IT. So she was the one who introduced me to the world of the laptops and office, etc. And she was a strong woman, but very diplomatic.
Mm.
She was my role model, and she's still one of those role models I have in my life.
She sounds amazing. And who is today then?
Well, today, I just want to say something about this the point of having a role model in life. I am
Mhm.
someone who is connected to the world of personal development, etc. So I watch a lot of series and I international celebrities, etc. But to consider someone as role model, I strongly believe that this person needs to be not near, but impacts my life closely, let's say.
Mm.
Today, I love, for example, Michelle Obama. I like many Moroccan celebrities, but my current role model is Mrs. Ibtisam Ramzi, who is a Moroccan woman. She is my mentor, and we meet often. And she is very inspiring. She went through a lot of ups and downs in her life. She is very positive person. You cannot meet her and just finish the meeting without a positive note. She is very supportive. She learned from her experiences and she is a giver. She is always sharing knowledge and wisdom without waiting anything in return. Yeah, and she is also accessible. So yeah, Sam is my current role model.
I love that. She sounds amazing. That's so great to have, yeah, this type of people in your life.
In your life, yeah, that's very important. It helps in all life areas.
For sure, yeah, definitely. And do you think that the lack of representation of women in society had an impact on you?
I don't think so, honestly.
Mhm.
And I will just be back to my personal experience. I was just telling you a few minutes ago, because I always I learned it the hard way, but I always had to bring my chair to the table if I don't have a seat, if they don't want me to sit with them. I've never felt that the lack of representation of women in society impacts me in a way or another. But from my community engagement and work, I know and I've seen a lot of people, mainly women, living this. And I've tried to, whenever I have the possibility to do that, to be the women that will leverage or will empower others. Because we are not all at the same level of self-awareness, or we don't have the same experiences in life. So yeah, I it doesn't impact me, but whenever I see that this will impact the women, play the role of the women in needed at that moment.
I love that you're doing that. That's super cool. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. I'd like to jump on kind of the second part of this podcast and hear about something that you have done, a project, lab experience, sorry, call it however you want. What do you want to talk to us about?
Okay, I will tell you, or I will share with you something that shaped me or helped me shaping my personality. Let's say it is
Mhm.
it's a sum up or a lot of experiences that I can put together under the name of community engagement or community work or volunteering, let's say that, let's say it like that. So since the age of 12, I think, I was engaged with many civil service or NGOs or associations, small ones, to support the community where I am living. in a punctual events, but also working on projects while growing up and while developing my career. The thing I would love to share is that being a student and in parallel having the possibility to be engaged in society, volunteering helped me to shape my personality and to develop a lot of soft skills that I am using currently, and that no master degree, no bachelor degree, no school could give me. This is really what I want to share. So I'm always inviting people to volunteer because this helps us before the ones we are helping. If I can choose one topic or one project I worked on in the frame of my community engagement, I would choose I Am Remarkable. And I Am Remarkable, I know that you know what it is.
Yeah.
I would choose it because today I was checking my dashboard and I've seen the impact created with I Am Remarkable. So, for those who don't know what I Am Remarkable is, it is a global initiative created by Google or by a women, specifically women in Google, aiming to empower everyone, but specifically women and underrepresented groups, to speak about their achievements, work or beyond, without any limitations. So I am currently a facilitator and an ambassador of I Am Remarkable. My role and the impact, why I am proud to be part of this great and global initiative, is that I have necessary material and the necessary experience to train people, to run a workshop for people coming from different backgrounds. It could be a company, a school, a university, a community, an association, an NGO, or whatever. So to empower those people to speak freely and proudly about their achievements and to develop their self-promotion skills. The simple why behind all of that is that because it is not bragging if it is based on facts, and achievements will never speak for themselves. Until today, I trained 308 people all over the world because I also run workshops virtually and with people coming from different countries. And around 95% of those people that I have trained or shared with this I Am Remarkable moment said in the survey that the workshop helped them to get a step forward in their careers or in their life. For me, this is just amazing. This is beyond facilitating a 90 minutes workshop. This is beyond gathering people and share a tool and it's full stop. This is something bigger and bigger and bigger, and this is really gives sense to my life. This gives a sense to what I am doing. Beside being an L&D manager, beside being a woman, beside being beside having a degree, beside all what I have, and this helps me create the positive impact I want to see in the world. This is my way now, and I'm very happy to be part of that global initiative.
Yeah, I love that. And so you mentioned that you started volunteering for different organizations when you were younger. How did
Yeah.
that start? Like, what gave you... Yeah, how did it start?
It started with a group of, let's say, friends in something that we call in Morocco Dar Shabab, which is in English House of Youth. It's a place where we met each Sunday morning to either learn something, play music, do theater or something like that. So one time there was someone with us and he asked us, I think he was just kidding, but it started really from there. He asked us a question saying, let's create an impact on our community. And we were like, what, okay, it was like aha moment for all of us. And yeah, we said, okay, so how? We need money, we need our parents' validation, we need the authorities' validation. And he just told us, we don't need all of that. Let's call someone from this house of youth to guide us, to support us with the first steps. And yeah, the next Sunday we had a meeting, and we just started with small actions. For example, offering support to families in need during religious times. For example, after Ramadan, during Ramadan, etc. So it started from there, and I personally, yeah, of course, we were at in the same school, and then our patterns, each one of us went to somewhere, and we continue supporting our communities. And from my experience, I moved from this kind of community work to project works, which are related to sustainable development. Yeah, so sustainable development, but also education, because it is also important for me as an element. So mentoring, from education to mentoring to training to coaching to sharing experience and empowering people to be their best version of themselves.
So cool. I love it.
Thank
Do you know
you.
if other people from that group still like did the same as you and
Oh,
continued?
of course, of
Yeah.
course, of course. Yeah, yeah. We are still in touch, and each one is doing something different, but with the same spirit. And you know something, when you have this kind of, it's not a hobby, but it is a source of pleasure.
Yeah.
You don't stop it. Maybe you take a break. I took a lot of breaks in throughout my pattern, but you just come back stronger. And this is what is happening to all of us. We are serving humanity in a way or another. That's the most important thing about it.
I love that.
Thank you,
Um,
Lucy.
yeah. So why did you take breaks? Like was there I mean, I'm guessing, but my guess might be wrong, that it can be hard sometimes, right?
Honestly, I took some breaks because for two reasons. First one, because at some point I was too much focusing on my career, especially in the beginning of my career or of each step in my career. So I didn't have that luxury to have extra time, etc.
Yeah.
So that's why this is the first reason. And the second reason is that sometimes when you are engaging with, because we are not always, it is not mandatory, but to keep it structured, you need to advocate or you need to volunteer with a structured organization. Sometimes the way this organization is functioning stops being aligned with my values. So I just stop it.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. How do you realize that?
Realize what about what
That because
exactly?
like it's usually when you're doing something, if something is shifting, I mean, depends if it's shifting like all at once, fast, you notice the change, but sometimes if it's like very subtle changes on a very long period of time, it's sometimes harder to realize. So I don't know, was it like fast changes or more subtle changes?
Well, honestly, I know that's a fact, and that's really something not unusual about me. But those who know me well know that community work is part of my life. I may take breaks, but I'm always there. So I knew that it was just a matter of time, and I will be back again to keep supporting. And I stay accessible for emergencies or for if there is anything that I can help with immediately. I do it, but I stop creating. Yeah, it was very clear in my mind. It wasn't. I have never had to choose between this or this. My life is, or volunteering is part of my life.
That's so cool. And what challenges have you faced?
A lot of challenges, mainly the approval of my family in the beginning when I was too young, because they told me that this is something that could be used against you in a political way. This is the first one. I had to understand what is politics, why they are telling me this. Then the second challenge is to find serious people to support, to work with. The third challenge is time, because if you want to volunteer, it's you will need to use your extra time. It is a hobby, let's say, between brackets. It's not really a hobby because you are supporting people and you are dealing with their lives, etc. But it needs time. So the challenge is that you need to accept that if you want to be there, you will need to give it the right timing, and you need to be serious, you need to be engaged, you need to commit. This is what is missing sometimes, and this is a commitment in volunteering is a huge topic. We can probably discuss it later, but
Yeah.
it is that's it. So commitment, yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And was there something that was easier than you thought would be, or you're still surprised that it's actually quite easy?
Honestly, it's the impact. It's the life-changing experiences we lived with some young people and with some women and some families. We thought that they will just forget about all the work we have done once we are gone. But really, when today one of let's say we worked on a project to support girls with their studies, and once when they call when we met or accidentally, or when they call me or reach out through social media and tell me that we are currently doing good studies, or we are working, we succeed in life, I feel blessed and very grateful for all the efforts we have made, all of us, because it is always teamwork.
Yeah, I bet you must meet absolutely amazing people doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And well, I guess you touched a bit already on that, but why does it makes you proud?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know if this is an answer or not, but it is just because I feel okay and I feel not useful. Yes, useful maybe, to serve humanity the way I can, or as much as I can. That's why I am proud. I am proud because I am not inactive.
I love
And
that.
yeah, and
Yeah.
this helps me. This helps me at a really very personal level.
What does it help you with?
It keeps me motivated. It gives me a lot of self confidence. Whenever I am down, because I have a lot of down moments in my life, which is very normal, I just need to do a small exercise with myself to write, for example, what am I grateful for? What are the things I have done? Who are the people I worked with, etc., etc. And just I'm always having a boost of energy afterwards. It is a great source of pride, motivation.
I love that. So currently, yeah, you said that you're doing I Am Remarkable, right?
That's true. One of the activities I am doing is I am remarkable. Yeah.
What else are you doing?
Mentoring is something I love doing. Mentoring, which is sharing or using my experience to guide a younger professional, and I'm doing it mainly in a professional at a professional level. So
Yeah.
yeah, so these are the two things I am proud of and I am doing currently, with many other things that I would love to keep secret.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much for sharing. I think we've reached the end of my questions. Is there anything that we didn't talk about that you wanted to mention before we conclude this episode?
Honestly, for sure there are lots of things, but I just want to it's probably something because this podcast is mainly for women,
Mm.
and if there is anything I can tell any woman that I will be happy to know she listened to this episode. Please, this is a request. Please take your career in your hands. Take the responsibility of your life and your career, because no one else will do. No one else will do. So this is something I learned hard way, and I just wanted to share with all those who will I hope listen to this episode.
So true, and a great reminder. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you for everything. It was a very interesting conversation. I really enjoyed it. So thank you so, so much.
Thank you very much, Lucy, for opening this platform for us to share our experiences, but also for us to learn from others' experiences, other women's experiences. They are all inspiring in a way or another, their own way.
Oh, thank you. And yeah, definitely. Selfishly, I'm just like so happy to be talking with everyone.
Yes, lucky you.
And there's a tradition on this podcast that the guest always gets the very last word, so the mic is yours.
Oh. Enjoy life, and there is a saying I'm always hearing that we only live once, but I am totally against that. We live every day, so let's take a chance of every wake up or every morning to start again. We always have the chance to do it every single day.